Been a minute. Been a minute since we've done YouTube live shave. What am I drinking? You may ask. Topo Chico. Not a sponsor. Just have become a real fan. Speaking of fan, let's comb this hair. Comb the hair before we get started. At least finger comb. Just finger comb it a little bit. What's up, Nick? You're number one. You're first in. I just got out of the pool, actually. Good morning, Steven. My hair's all unruly. What's up? RH Dave. Dave P90. I recognize that one. P90 pickups. Alabama. Clem MC. That'll do. Yeah, like I said, I just got out of the pool. I had a early Father's Day, Saturday morning. Got up at 7 a.m., went outside and mowed the lawn. And here in Phoenix, Arizona, you got to do it early in the summertime or else it just gets miserable. So I went out and mowed the lawn, edged the lawn, and blew all the leaves and all the junk, off everything, driveway and walkways. Coca-Cola Cowboy, we'll talk about that. That's exactly what we're talking about today. So let's get into it, but just kind of wait for a few more people to join before we get started. So just a Saturday morning, and I'm a big fan of the steak and eggs. I usually use flank steak. Flank steak is really high in the protein, but really low in the fat. And for like a everyday steak, I think flank steak's where it's at. I don't think I want to be doing like ribeyes every day. So flank steak and some eggs over easy. I cooked them like in a little cast iron skillet I have. So I put it on the barbecue with the egg or with the steak, and it's just doing the lawn, some steak and eggs, and my wife's homemade sourdough bread. Then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna jump in the pool real quick before I go do my live. I mean, how does it get any better? I'm very blessed. Very, very blessed. So thank God, right? But let's get into it. So we got 17 people here. Let's get into it. We're gonna start with brush and the soap, and we'll get lathered up. Get my face wet here. So at least I'm partially hydrated. I didn't get out of the shower, but I got out of the pool, so I figured I got some moisture going on. So I'm just gonna use a little residual moisture from the sink. Just kind of get my beard wet, and I think just for the heck of it, we're gonna throw on a little Razor Emporium pre-shave. I thought about trimming the goatee off. I don't know. I'm still kind of divided. Maybe I'll trim the goatee off. Maybe I won't. We'll see. At the end, maybe we'll make a decision. Get a towel over here. 21 people. I don't know why my YouTube does this where it freezes up with comments. I saw all the initial comments and then it just freezes. Yeah. Morning, Matt. Carlos. Happy pre-Father's Day. Thank you. Any other fathers out there? Happy Father's Day. I was feeling a little American today, so I'm going to grab the American Amber. This has got notes of vanilla and raspberry and some musk. It's a good one. It's different. When DJ, our soap maker, first kind of told me about this, I was like, I don't know. But then after I smelled, I was like, yeah, it's good. Blessed because you work hard. Thank you. Well, I think those some help from above too, right? Lord will provide. My wife loves the scent of your 66. Awesome. Yeah, it's a fun one. So I like to bowl lather or whatever, soap right on top of the soap, not bowl lather, on top, face lather. So right on top of the soap, almost use it like a bowl. I got the Trotter Handcraft, Paul Trotter, made this brush for me after I met him up in the Idaho Falls meetup. Any update on TTO? All efforts have been to get the page out. With that machine we bought, we had to get something going on it, and the very first low-hanging fruit was this aluminum razor, which we'll be using here in just a moment. So yeah, got the lather going. You can see how hard it is to make a lather with our soap. It's the most challenging soap. No. It's very easy to get a lather with any of our soaps. This is the Razor Emporium vegan base. The Rex stuff is all tallow base. Okay. So people have asked what's going on with the page. I announced back at the end of February when we had our meetup, and people at the meetup saw our new machine that we bought from Yate's Precision along with the Yate's Designs. And people at the meetup saw us making the very first razor right then. So here is the first working prototype. I should say like machined and finished prototype. It has not been anodized. So this is, gosh, what am I trying to do? This is the Rex Page aluminum razor, 3-piece. It is going to have the same head geometry from the Envoy, but with a narrower gap, so a little bit more mild of a shave. So the Envoy is a 0.025 inches for the blade gap, and this is a 0.020. So it's just a little bit more mild. It's like taking the Envoy, just turning it down slightly. Notice a couple things on it. So we got branding underneath, like typical Rex laser, and the serial number and made in USA. And you also notice we have a magnet here in the handle. The handle is tapered, so it goes from fat to narrow, and it's got these kind of channels or grooves in them to help with making a grip on an otherwise smooth surface. So we wanted to move away from the, for this razor, which is a budget razor, we didn't want to give it the same texture, because this texture actually is, an expensive feature to make that kind of handle. It's not knurling, it's actually a different process, but it's more complicated. So this is a little bit easier in some ways, but in other ways it actually was challenging because of how it tapers. But you notice that it is longer than the regular. So this is a standard ambassador, which is the exact same size as a Fat Boy. So we made the page just a little bit longer, and this approximates the length of, it's just a little bit, not quite as long, but almost as long as a Henson. So it's a little, but we're not going to have two options. With the other stuff, we have the regular and the XL. This is a one-option deal. So my big idea was to make a very streamlined 3-piece razor and make it affordable. So this is going to be $75 retail, and it'll be available, I think, in the next 2 weeks. Like, we're really, really close. We've machined more than 700 heads in-house. So the heads we're making ourselves with our new machine, which is a mill. So that's where, like a drill comes down and does all this work like this, whereas this is lathe, which means it's turned, like it's spun as it's worked on. We don't have a lathe yet. The other kind of cool thing is, you're going to notice, we actually, it's aluminum, but we have a very special alloy stainless steel insert into the bottom. Hi, one second. My daughter just stopped in 1 second. Hi. Yeah, here you go. Okay, thank you. Sorry, my daughter is coming to get something. It's instead of doing a washer, a lot of manufacturers put a washer so that when this surface of the aluminum touches the other surface of the aluminum, you don't get wear in the anodizing and like chip it. We decided to do a very special alloy of stainless steel that is not going to corrode and will make that mating surface should be able to prevent chipping of the anodizing. So this is a bead blasted finish. We're doing the finishing in-house too in our sandblast machine. And the next step would be anodizing. So we just finished machining on Friday of Wednesday of this week. And we are sending all the parts to an anodizer in Phoenix next week, hopefully, by the end of next week. So, and the packaging's wrapping up. It's all new packaging. It's not the same as the other deluxe packaging as the regular Rex razors. That's part of getting the price point down, is a much more simple chipboard box. At this point, there's not going to be different plates. We may think about that, but like I want to get this out and have it streamlined just the way it is right away as one option. If we get a lot of good feedback, we can very easily make another plate option and you literally just make this little part here taller, and it just makes more blade gap. So that's kind of the preview. So again, I think it looks pretty sick. And the handle, it recesses into it. So it makes a really nice, clean surface. And this is really inspired, the handle, by a 1940s like Bakelite tech from Gillette. They had a similar handle that was injection molded plastic. So it's just a nice little razor. My wife saw it and she said, oh, I would like to shave with that. So the goal here is to make an affordable aluminum razor to get into the people who are entering the double-edged market. So in terms of Yates, there's a question, are we going to make Yates razors now? Yeah, that's next on the agenda. Like, in fact, Jake Yates is coming back out to Phoenix next month. I need to book his travel, and he's going to come out, and we're going to get started with some of the Yates razors. It's not going to happen all at once, guys. I can't just push a button and we're making every razor. It's probably going to start with one model, like the Winning or the America, and we'll get started with that. And as we can grow, we may need to get some more machinery. We'll probably do other razors. So I like to walk before I run. I'm not someone who likes to overcommit and take a bunch of pre-orders and then run into a problem. So he is coming out. Yes, we're starting Yates. There's no reason to buy the Yates brand and not use it. I get that question all the time. Well, are you ever going to make Yates? Well, yeah. Why would I buy it if I'm not going to ever use it? Yeah, of course. So I also just want to show you real quick the magnet action. Now, the other cool thing is that this magnet, because of all the international politics stuff right now, it's really hard to find American magnets. Most magnets come from China, and they're all neodymium. This is not. This is a regular bar magnet, but we found it in a clever way. It's made in America, and it's just powerful enough to pick up a blade. It's not going to be something that you're going to pick up, washers off the ground with. I literally tested it that it can pick up a blade off the counter. That's the point. It's not going to. So it's not as powerful as a neodymium. It's a regular bar magnet, but I think for getting it to be American made, that was basically what we could do. If we want to get a Chinese magnet, we could put in there, but I'll just let you know, all the neodymium magnets in the world come from China. Like, there's no one else that makes them that I found. Thank you for all the good work you did for community shaving. Thank you. Happy to help. America's a good razor, Matt. The Gillette new short comb, it's amazing. Good. Okay, so I just loaded this up, and you can see the blade gap here. Again, it's like a milder, just a slightly more mild Envoy. Supposed to be an easy shaver. I use this too, not with the handle and not with all the finishing and the lasering and the bushing. on the video with Jake back in March. So anyway, let's get started. I can kind of keep on filling you in. But yeah, I'll tell you what, creating this page razor is basically starting from scratch. With the other razors, the Envoy, the Ambassador, the Console, the Sentry, they were just variations of each other. It was like, okay, adjustable, non-adjustable, slant, adjustable, not, three-piece slant. The packaging was all the same. A lot of the companies like we used to sub out the work were the same. This was starting from scratch because we did the heads in-house, and then we found a different vendor who had a specialized piece of machinery here in Phoenix, very specialized, to do these handles. It's not a typical lathe. It's like a $500,000 machine to make these handles. I'm not even joking. Here we go. I got like 2 days growth, and it's very quickly and easily getting through this and feels great. Tallow soaps, yeah, I get a lot of great comments on the Rex stuff. Thank you. This is probably ideal. I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna do it different. I'm gonna do a 3-pass shave. Let's do it. Or at least a 2-pass. So I'm not gonna try to clear all this with 1 pass. I'm just gonna lightly go over everything. And we'll do actual grain reduction. Yeah, that's the page. And it's not Paige. I know it's a little thing. That's actually the way you spell a girl's name. This is page, like a page of paper. It's Page, and that actually refers to a position within an embassy, like ambassador, envoy, sentry, consul. They're all inside of a diplomatic embassy. A page is like the lowest of the low. I told my business partner that I want to have this be like the Gillette Tech. That was my kind of inspiration in terms of its price point, its simplicity, and its getting people in the market. Price point $75 US retail. Hopefully we're shipping by the end of the month if all goes well. If not, for first week of July. So this doesn't look like the most glamorous shave. I'm deliberately not trying to clear all of my stubble. I'm just trying to get a first pass in. And I'm going deliberately light. It's not my typical routine. I'm just trying to accommodate this razor, showing you that you can do multiple passes, or it's for maybe daily shaving where you have lighter stubble. Obviously, it's not going to be something that's designed to take down, 2 or 3, 4 days of growth if you have really coarse hair. You can do it, but you're going to do multiple passes. That's why there's other razors, like adjustables, the Ambassador, Console, whatever. Okay, think about single side safety razors. The trend of the single side safety razors, like the Leaf or the Proof, that's cool. I think it gets people in the market. Oh, made in England service set, that's cool. So I'm gonna lather up again, and this time I'll probably do more of a second pass or maybe a slight across the grain, and just to really get closer here. That's nice now. I'll tell you what, when I used this last time, it was for that video with Jake, and I had shaved every day that week with all my other guests that were in town, like Peter from Ariana and Evans, and Caleb from Aylesworth. And so I was really happy with how mild it was. Nice. In terms of the TTO, yeah. So like I have to get this on the market. I mean, we're so heavily invested in this, like 5-figure investment and the TTO development just costs lots of money. I'm 5 figures in on that too, just with prototyping. Like when I do prototyping, I'm paying a machinist, $150 an hour to work with me. So every little change costs money. And I actually just talked with him yesterday. He's a local machinist, and we had some additional updates. But my goal for the TTO, I would just say, is probably Black Friday. Like, it's looking good. As soon as this page comes on the market and I get my butt in gear and I can focus on something else, should be Black Friday. And we have a name for it, but I'm going to leave that be unsaid. But I don't want anyone else to steal it. It's a good name. Do you cork your blades? No. Maybe once when I was a beginner, I corked a feather blade. Can we replace razors like the Eclipse Red Ring, Williams, Grand Shave King, as long as they're made of brass? So the Eclipse we can do, it's made of brass. The Williams, we have done many, they're made of brass. The Grand has a zinc head, so no. Page and colors. We're going to start with the page in 2 colors. Aluminum, like clear anodizing, and black. Again, as we gain momentum and people, are buying it and we're selling them, we can always look at other colors. I'm someone who's very, very cautious in business, and I don't like to do too many things at once. I'll just say, I'd say this non-disparagingly, I've watched lots of other people make mistakes in business in our industry and have died a death of diversification. I'll just say that. Death by diversification. You make too many options, too many things, too many colors, too many sizes, too many handles, and you can't keep up. You can't stock it. It's always out of stock. It's back ordered. It's a wait time. I hate that. So, and I'm trying to advocate for you, the customer. I want to make it simple so we can just simply make them and keep them on the shelf and ship them all over the world. And man, after just something rectal bastard cleaning, the Loctite is now gone. What kind of Loctite? The weakest kind. I think if you go down to like your hardware store, we get it right from the hardware store. I think the weakest kind, I would say like green. Based off the brand, if you get the actual like brand name Loctite, or if you get like the Gorilla Glue version, just look at like their chart of like the force needed and get the one with the least amount of force needed. So I kind of done like 2 cleanup passes, or I've done like a cleanup pass here. Let me rinse off. It's really good. My cheeks are really good. My neck maybe needs a little bit more. I'm just going to kind of quickly do. Well, you don't usually see me do 2 or 3 passes like this, but hence a mild razor. And I've always told you the reason I designed the Ambassador and the stuff. I like more of an efficient razor, so I'm not a big fan of multiple passes. But if you do like multiple passes, this would be a razor that you'd like because it's not going to be overly aggressive. Yeah, there's not much left. You can hear it just a little bit. Right there. Yeah, and with this razor, I can probably get away with this little cleanup pass on my neck. And my neck has all these funny directions, of course, that it goes. I'm really thinking of taking the goatee off right now. I warned my kids I may come out without a goatee. Okay, if you want to see me take the goatee off right now, put a 1, the number 1 as a comment. If you want me to wrap it up and keep on chatting and don't do that, put a 0. If we get enough 1s, I'll take the goatee off right now. Yeah, I kind of wanted just to keep the mustache. All right. 0. I got 1 0. Ray says 0. Oh, the goatee comes right back. All right, it's going to happen. Here we go. I'm going to get out my clippers. I did a video a while back where I did use clippers and it was miserable. So we'll use the clippers to take off most of it. All right. There we go. Somehow I wrapped this around the toilet paper dispenser. Okay. All right, what am I going to catch all this in? I know. I'll use a soap dish. Really elegant. Just because I'm not standing in front of the sink. The sink's over there. Yummy, dinner served. Okay, well that took most of it. I kind of wanted to leave the soul patch, but I think my wife didn't like that idea. But maybe I'll just go out there regardless and say, hey, here we are. I'm probably not going to use the page. We'll show you, well, maybe I'll just be fun. I'll do half with the page and half with the ambassador. That's a lot of stubble to go through. So I'll do the ambassador. I'm going to turn up to like 3. Yeah, I know. Soul patches aren't in anymore. Here, we'll go right through the soul patch with the ambassador. Ready? I'll turn up a little bit more, 3.5. Yes, Envoy's about a 3 on ambassador. That goes to show you the efficiency of the ambassador. Okay, real easy. Now we'll do the other half of the page. So you're going to see I'm going to have to go over it multiple times to get it as close. Just look at the difference. Pretty close. Some stubble left. Yeah, the Envoy I love. But Matt, how can you shave without any shaving cream? It's called residual slickness. Now I'll trim that up, my tails here. I'll use the Ambassador. We'll do a little bit more lather, just kind of do a cleanup a little bit. Make sure we get all the little stubbles. I'll go this way. Yeah, the Ambassador, the goal was to make it go from mild to wild. How can you call yourself a real wet shaver? You have a goatee. The chin's the hardest part. For me, as you see, the chin's not that hard at all. It's very dense. It's the densest place, but for me, it's easy. Let me get a little bit of stubble. Look in the mirror. Using the phone is only so good. I have to I don't want to get super close like this in front of your guy's face. There. Not too bad. Yes, I know. I'm Bob's Burger now. I've heard that one. I look like the guy from Bob's Burger. Hey, can I get a burger? Good to hear about the big fellow and aristocrat. I don't think the English razors are more aggressive now. I think they're better made, but I don't think they shave any different. Finish up with some American Amber Splash. This is me for a bit. It's Father's Day. I look like a dad. Zero. Hey, you gotta have fun. As you can see, I have really thick hair. I can grow a goatee back in about a week and a half. So I'm not, maybe 2 weeks. I'm not really that concerned. And, my stubble is so thick that even when I shave, you can still see the shadow of it. So that's why, I usually carry it most times. But yeah. Yeah, 44. I got that over here too. Everyone seems to be loving it. So I think it's pretty good bay rum. I personally thought that there was maybe a tad bit too much orange, but everyone seems to like it and it's different. But some people say it's their favorite bay rum. So, the work I do with DJ, I give her a lot of creative. I give her a lot of creative kind of leeway, and we work closely. She brings me samples and she'll say, smell this, what do you think, smell this, and more of this, less of this. But at a certain point, you gotta just be like, hey, we're done with that. And we had worked on the 1944. We started working on that like in November of last year, and it finally just came out. So it was just like, I think we went through like 9 or 10 iterations. Okay, the mustache is back, baby. I'm back. We're at 35 minutes. Still 67 people in here. I'll tell you what. Let's see. I'll do another couple minutes. So I got an itch in my nose. I'm not picking my nose. Just got an itch. I'll do it another couple of minutes. Anyone has any questions? Open floor. If the questions are good and we keep on wrapping, we'll go for another few minutes. Otherwise, I'll wrap it up here. Oh, I know. The Brillo pad. My wife says that too. The Brillo pad. Yeah, I may do a second round of the splash. I just love the splash so much. We put some good things for your skin, like glycerin and this or that. The page will be hopefully the next 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks. What comes after this decade Razor Rex line? I don't want to tell you because, again, I don't want someone to beat me to the punch. Let's just say it's going to appeal to the people who like all natural and, things that are really kind of good for your skin. So it's going to be kind of a really, really basic line of stuff that's good for your face. Plan TTO will be adjustable. Yes, the TTO is not just a TTO, it's an adjustable TTO. So that is going to be out, hopefully, if all goes well and I get my button gear, Black Friday. Like y'all's bombs, good. Century. The Century and the Page are very, very different. They both will have very minimal blade feel, but the Century is going to be way more efficient. It'll be good for heavy beards or sensitive skin, whereas this is going to be for average shavers, daily shaving. But as you saw, you can't mow through the hair with this Page like you can with something more efficient. You can't have it all. What is the TTO? TTO means twist to open, like a butterfly style razor. And that's something we're working on, and hopefully by Black Friday we have it released. Will it be tallow-based or more vegan-based? The new line from Rex will be tallow. It'll be, we're keeping with the Rex kind of being old school, and then the Razor Emporium being more modern. 55 smells like a funeral home. All right, cool. I like it. If you smelled soaps from the 50s, those are the major notes. The twist to open razor will be stainless steel. Yeah, and that's the cool thing with having both brands of Razor Emporium and Rex. We can kind of do two different things, and that's one way we can differentiate them. So we do the vegan stuff with Razor Emporium and the more animal-based products with Rex. Any chance for titanium? It's on my list. That'd be really nice. It's on my list. Okay, coming up on 40 minutes. Any of the last minute questions? TTO, I don't have time. I'm nowhere near getting out by 4th of July. The Page, hopefully the Page is shipping by 4th of July. And I'm not going to wait till next 4th of July. I think we can get it out by Black Friday. And I've had a lot of luck with releasing razors on Black Friday. The console, I think, released on Black Friday. Yeah. No, I think I'm done with the decades. I mentioned this in a video recently. I think the 5 that we have, I have 3 of them up here. I like the symmetry of 5. And if you look at other, companies, I don't want to, I'm not trying to do like an Artisan thing where they have 30 different soaps. again, when we make the Rex products, we're trying to keep it more of a line. And keep in mind, we also sell to companies around the world that stock our products. We don't want to tell them we have 30 soaps you need to stock. I like saying, hey, we got these 5. For the Razor Emporium, we got a lot more creative. And I think we have 10 or 11 for Razor Emporium. Yeah, I've thought about a single edge. I want to get the page out, the TTO, and then we can always explore some other fundraisers. Making deodorants. Yeah, that's been on my mind for a while. I want to do it. It comes down to bandwidth. DJ does so much for our shop. I'm trying to move her into a production only role, but she also does customer service. She helps people in the lobby. So it just comes down to time in the day. Glad you like old school. Yeah, we've had bath soaps just kind of like available in the store. We need to actually package them and make them available on the website because we've had them. Okay, we're coming up in 42 minutes. I'm going to call it, guys. I've had a great time. Hope you guys enjoyed the update on the Rex page. Hopefully out in the next 2 weeks. $75, aluminum, made in USA. Yeah, had a great shave. I took the goatee off to all your haters who say I can't own a shaving company and have a goatee. Here's my chin. Come punch me on it. But yeah, I'm going to have a barbecue tomorrow with the family. Just you guys who are fathers out there, thanks for what you're doing. We're raising the next generation. Take care of your kids. Don't forget that the most important job as a father is to be there for them and love on them and guide them. And it's a pleasure. I love my kids. I love being a dad. So happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time at Razor Emporium for all things vintage shaving. Thanks, guys.